The power of being honest. First of all, I would like to thank everybody who registered on this account for free to receive every second week an inspirational and motivational video from me. It's an honor for me to keep on sharing 2 times a month my story of being an entrepreneur. This video, I would like to share my knowledge about the power of being honest. I have had huge struggles years ago with being honest. Being honest to myself, but also being honest to others. And the funny thing is, I didn't even realize that I was not being honest. But as long as I was acting myself in a different way as how I wanted to be, I was not being honest. Do you realize that a limiting belief like not being good enough, or a limiting belief like it's better to serve others instead of myself, that these limiting beliefs are actually the roots of living an unfair life? The fact is that we just need to be honest to ourselves so that we are able to express power but also genuinity to others. For example, to your potential clients. So what I see and recognize when I'm coaching my clients is that they are really enthusiastic in showing success to others. If they achieve the success, small or big, they're always cheering and they're always on the front row to show others that they had a success. But what happens if they're having a failure? Or if they're experiencing something like a disappointment? Usually what I hear is they are finding out outside-driven sources that were the roots to their failure or to their disappointment. And that's not being honest. So also, if you have a failure, if you feel a disappointment, just be honest, because that's also part of life. So I always say to my individual clients, you are the one who is responsible for the success, but also for the failure. If you're honest in your failures as well, it makes you genuine. And it makes you also realize that you're a human being. And that's how people can get connected to you running your own business. They want to see a human being that also makes its mistakes. Second thing, if you're thinking about starting up your own business, wouldn't it be great to discover your full potential before you start? Of course, I realize that during the journey of being an entrepreneur, you also find out, just by practice, where you're good at and where you're not. But before you start running your own business, and before you start asking for money from the bank or other investors, it would be great if you just honestly look into the mirror and show yourself, but also other people, like, hey, what are my strengths, but also what are my weaknesses? And unfortunately, I recognize with a lot of clients that I'm coaching that they have a full list of strengths, but a really short list of weaknesses. And the thing is, I always keep on asking, do you have more weaknesses? Can you think about more weaknesses? And then they come, step by step. But if you're honest with yourself in the beginning of your journey and process of running up your own business, then you also have an honest story to your potential investors. That the bank or the investors see a totally different person as that you wrote down on paper. So just face it and confront yourself with all your strengths and weaknesses. That's my advice. And then if you started up your own business, what we usually also see is that the website, but also social media and other forms of communication are a bit too much upgrading the person itself or the service or the product. And again, I would like to ask you, put yourself in the position of the client. Wouldn't it be weird if the client is seeing another person online, website, social media or other commercials, than that person is in real life? Wouldn't it be weird if the client is receiving a different product or service as how it was promoted? Again, I understand that you would like to sell your product or service as much as you can, but you will have loads of trouble if you're not delivering what you're promoting. So again, what I like to see in your commercials, in your promotion online, social media, but also on your website, is that you just show yourself how you are. And wouldn't it be great if you're in the position of the client, looking at the commercial of a product or talking to an entrepreneur who just launched this product or service, that the owner of the business is also asking the client, like, hey, what do you think about this? How do you How do you perceive this product or service? And how great would it be if you are the potential client that the owner of the product or service is also showing vulnerability or doubt about certain details of the product or service? For me, it's a big plus if I see that I'm buying a product or a service from someone who is just honest and genuine. Final advice, number 4, is that you sell your product or service the way it is promoted. Unfortunately, we see a lot of promotional texts about we are the ones that are delivering a full service. We are the ones that you can reach 7 days a week. We are the ones where you can send your package back if we didn't meet your expectations. But unfortunately in real life, I see a lot of entrepreneurs that are promising a lot of things, mainly in terms of service and communication, but in practical life, they're just not delivering it. And I wouldn't come back if I would be the potential client to that certain person if he's promising things that in practical life are just not the way they are. So wrapping up, my top 4 advices of being genuine and being honest are: 1, be responsible for your own success but also for your own failure. 2, discover your full potential, your strengths but also your weaknesses before you start running up your own business. 3, don't upgrade yourself and show yourself as an outrageous version that is just not there. And the last advice I give you for being a genuine and honest person is to deliver that what you promise. Don't overpromise your clients things that you simply just cannot deliver. These are my top advices. And last but not least, I want to mention that being an honest and genuine person is not a short-term goal. It should be in your personality and in your DNA to have a life-lasting, long-term honesty in your DNA, in your aura. Just try to do this in business, but also in your private life, because that is the foundation of becoming the best version of yourself. Thank you.